This is Subban Hockey with your hosts, Peter Bojarnov and Paul Swinton. Welcome to Subban Hockey, folks. I'm your host, Peter Bojarnov. You can find me on Twitter at Russian98, and I'm with
Paul Zwambag. You can find me at Zwambag, ZWAMBAG. How's it going, everybody? Peter, what's up?
We're barely hanging on a thread here, aren't we?
Yep.
So, Paul barely got his laptop working. We're hoping this episode's even being recorded.
Yeah, we got our I'm keeping my fingers crossed the whole episode and watching levels the entire time.
And how are those USB ports going?
I believe they're okay.
They're okay?
Yeah, I hope
all
so.
The USBs are like on a tight angle?
I hope so. Yep. I hit the spot.
Yeah, so hopefully we have a new laptop for next episode.
Maybe.
If anybody out there wants to support us, please send money to us.
For a laptop.
For a brand new laptop. We really need one badly. Alright, so nothing happened today, right? Nothing at all.
No.
So we're recording this obviously on Wednesday, July 29th, I believe. A few more days, and it's free agency.
June 29th?
June, July. July's coming soon. I'm already thinking about July.
Oh my god.
It's the summer. It's the dog days of summer, no? I'm lost. I don't even know what day it is anymore. When's the last time we even did an episode?
June 6th. It's been 3 weeks.
We've
been busy. We've been busy, guys. Work hasn't matched up for us.
Apparently, the internet's down in your house all the time now.
Yeah, that was brutal. That we tried to record and internet was down. And Bell was not doing anything about it.
We got to call IT for everything. The laptop, the internet. Okay. So, first off, what we're going to be talking about this episode, the big Blockbuster trades that happened today. Also, we need to round up and tell people what we've seen in the NHL Finals and what we thought of the MVP pick. And also, Paul and I have picked our own playoff all-star line. Top players we thought for every position for the playoffs. And then we finish with the entry draft. This is a two-part episode. We're doing one today, one tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode is going to be, Paul likes to call it, the off-ice happenings?
Yeah, yep.
So
everything
that's
happening off the ice.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a great line.
All right. Or as I like to call it, the boring episode. This is going to be the cool episode, the fun one, the one that everybody's going to listen to. And tomorrow's going to be the episode where nobody cares.
But the thing is, everybody's going to listen to it because they're going to want to know what is the boring stuff. So they're going to be like, what makes it so boring? So, tricked all of you guys.
Well, I'll be excited because we might talk a little bit about expansion in Vegas and what players could go there. But also in that episode, next episode, we'll have the Hockey Hall of Fame and the NHL Awards. So, let's get into this episode. First off, the Blockbuster trades. Boom! PK Subban. What happened? Didn't Bergevin say he's not going to trade him?
Yeah.
He's not trading him. He's not looking to trade Subban at all. A few days later, boom, he's gone.
Peter, I don't know if you know this, but GMs are liars.
They're the biggest liars ever.
Yeah, because if they tell the truth, they get fined like Jim Benning. Jim Benning told the truth, and he gets fined $50,000 for telling his fans what he was working on. Brutal. I didn't like that fine. I think it's stupid.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like the fine. That's why these GMs just...
You can't interview them, right?
Yeah, they throw out BS, and then we get upset because they throw out BS. And it's like, well, now we know why. What would you rather do? Spend $50,000 to tell the truth, or say absolute garbage?
It was just last year, right, when they said you can go talk to any player a week before the free agency, right?
Yeah.
So
legally, they could. Yeah. Clearly, they did it way before.
Obviously, yeah. All right, so how do you feel? PK's going to Nashville for Shea Weber. My dad likes to call him Shea.
I think Nashville's defense just got better.
Yeah.
Younger, better.
Faster.
Stronger.
Harder. All right, is this a Daft Punk song?
Nope, it was a Justin Bieber song. That's right.
Harder, faster,
That's right.
stronger, harder.
You're asking me music questions, and I knew the answer.
No,
Yes.
it's a Daft Punk song.
No.
With Pharrell.
No.
Whatever. You're wrong. So, Subban is going to Music City. It seems like he already likes it. Did you check out the videos Subban posted? He said thank you to the fans, and he's still going to support Montreal and the Children's Hospital over there.
I think he's just an all-around decent guy. Like
He's
good.
a great guy. You automatically know he's going to have a job after his career being an analyst or something at least.
I don't think so. I think he goes into like foundations and stuff, like just charity work.
Yeah, PR.
He does a
PR
lot.
type guy.
Yeah, he does a lot of charity stuff. So
I still think he'll fill in and maybe at least part-time analyst, something like
maybe.
that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he wants to be the next Don Cherry.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so
Their top four in Nashville is unreal.
it's crazy now.
Yossi, Subban, Ekholm, Ellis.
Yoshi.
Subban, Yossi.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
They basically just replaced Shea Weber with a younger, just as good defenseman.
Yeah.
Like Shea Weber is getting up there in age and
Yep.
playing time in all the Olympics he's played. And
He's already slowing down. You can see it. And that's why it's a great trade. I don't even know if he's going to last the entire length of his contract, maybe. You never know.
yeah, and I think that if he retires early, I think I saw like General Fanager tweeted out that the cap repercussions go back to Nashville if he retires early.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah, and they had the math all figured out and stuff, and it seemed like a really big number for him to go back, like to retire early, so that'll be interesting. Top two in Montreal is Markov and Weber. That all the speedy guys are like, like that's a slow top two.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there.
No. And then you
Andrew
got like
Shaw.
Petrie and Bolo. Yeah, that was crazy too.
So
We'll
we're going
get
to
to
talk
that
more
later.
about the signings as well, but that's a weird one too. It's a little bit of money thrown into a team that needs a sniper. They need more offense.
Yeah.
So, and Subban's gone, and he's the second best offensive defenseman in the entire league after Carlson, right?
Yeah, I would say so. He's up there for sure.
So I don't know what they're doing in Montreal, but that's a pretty lopsided trade.
Yeah.
All right, and then another big trade today, Taylor Hall to New Jersey for Adam Larsson. You know what? Let's just go right into. I've been watching juniors forever, as you have, obviously, and I was a big fan of Sweden, especially those years.
Yeah.
2008, 2009, 2010, and Sweden had great defense. There was Victor Hedman, OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Adam Larsson. Those were like the big three.
Yeah.
Then. And I loved all of them. I thought they were all great, and I was a huge fan, even more so, I think, of OEL and Larsson over Hedman at the time.
Yeah.
Hedman was a standout. But he was a bigger body, so he was more noticeable. And I like the guys that have, the sneakiness to them, a little more two-way, and can just read it a little better. And I thought Larsson has that. It's just weird that he's been on New Jersey, and you haven't seen much offense out of him. There might still be that because he was playing on New Jersey and they play a more defensive style. You couldn't see that out of him. But the trade, if you look at it, I don't know. I think Hall's a much better player. He's what? Is he not in the top 15 in the NHL? Among forwards?
I think that's a little high. I really do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Points-wise, he's pretty much there, right? I guess he's not defensive at all. And that if you look at that factor, he's not. But in terms of just points and putting up points, I think he's up there.
Yeah, year in and year out, he's definitely up there. But he's an injury risk. His first full season was last year. I think he missed like 22 games, 12 games, 7 games. Like doesn't play full years.
So was New Jersey not playing Larsson that much, or was he injured too? He was injured a few times.
I don't even know if he was injured. I think he was just healthy scratched, or sent down. Like, I don't think he has really been injured that I can recall. But I think he's going to take a huge leap going to Edmonton, getting a lot more ice time, a lot more offensive ice time. They're going to rely on him to be offensive. He has a great first pass out of the zone. Like, he may not carry the puck as nicely as Hedman or Ekman-Larsson, like we mentioned before, but he's going to find his offensive game. He's probably a 40-point defenseman, is what I would say. And he's going to be giving the puck to McDavid, Puljujarvi, RNH, Yakupov. Like, these guys aren't terrible. Who is he giving the puck to in New Jersey? Adam Henrique and Kyle Palmieri and sometimes Camilleri, and I think he's going to be a much better player than he was in New Jersey. And everybody wrote off Oilers being a tire fire and all this on Twitter. Like, hockey Twitter blew up because of this trade. I don't think it... Yes, Hall is a much better player than Larsson, but the position is much different. Right-handed defensemen are hard to get. And like Chiarelli said, you got to pay for him. So he paid the price.
So you think it was an even trade overall?
I think in the long run, yes, it's going to be even out. Right now, Hall is definitely the better player.
And defensemen take a lot longer to mature and become...
Look at Hedman. His first 4 years, he was a 20-point guy. And then he just went off in 55 points his fifth year. Larsson's kind of been on the same career track. And now he's going to be a whole lot more... He's going to be relied on for offense a whole lot more now. And maybe play with Darnell Nurse. That'd be a nice one, too.
Are we making our first bet for the next season? Over, under? You're picking 40 points?
Yeah, I think he's going to hit 40 points.
All right. Under for me, over for you.
All right.
40. Boom, that's first bet of the for the next season.
I'm excited.
All right. So you say it's about even. Right now it's more Hall. Later on it'll be more Larsson.
Yeah, so this trade, let's go back like 20 years. 10 years. 1995, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Shanahan was traded from the St. Louis Blues to the Hartford Whalers.
Chris Pronger?
For Chris Pronger, straight up.
Yeah, okay.
This is like almost the exact same. Shanahan was a 102-point player 2 years before he got traded. And then he was a 41 in 45 games in 94-95 because of the shortened season. I believe it was a shortened season, wasn't it? 94-95?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pronger had 30 points in his rookie season, then 14 in 43. And they got traded straight up. Imagine what Twitter would have done in 95 if that happened. The exact same thing as what Hall and Larsson are doing right now.
I don't know. Shanahan always had the intangibles. Maybe they had a lot of other weapons in Detroit later on, but you can't mess with the rings. How many rings does Pronger have? Huh? That's a good point, though, Paul. It probably would have. It probably would have exploded. So all these trades that happened today exploded what? Everything? Like all these websites?
Yeah, General Manager said they were down. Cap Friendly was down. Like everybody wanted to see what everybody's contracts were, and it just took out both sites.
So how long is Larsson's contract for? It's a while, right?
I think it's 5 years.
That's pretty good.
At 4.166, I believe.
Yeah, that's pretty... for contract.
Oh, and we say Edmonton needs defensemen, and they were going to get rid of one of these forwards. I just think everybody thought they could get rid of RNH for one of these forwards, but you got to give up what you want. You got to give up something to get something that you need.
How much
their need is defensemen?
How much more do you think they would have had to give if it was OEL? Then
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I read today on Twitter when this was all going on that St. Louis was asking for Shattenkirk, Hall, and fourth overall for Shattenkirk because that's how pricey defensemen are.
Hall and a fourth.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read today.
That's weird.
That's a lot. That's a lot for Shattenkirk.
You think?
The reason why they moved Hall was because Puljujärvi's ready to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So
they have enough forwards.
By all means, Hall is a great player, but who are you putting on the second line? Puljujärvi in 1 or 2 years, who's going to be a great winger.
Yeah. Or
Taylor Hall. What happens if Hall falls off or gets injured or just doesn't get to play with McDavid and doesn't become the 75, 80-point player?
Yeah, these guys are younger. Hall's older than those guys now.
Yeah, he's not in the same age range as the McDavid. They're building around McDavid now.
Yeah. So
they need and now Puljujärvi, he's also a franchise player. So.
And Adam Larsson is still pretty young.
Well, and who knows if Hall's just got the losing mentality now. He's been losing in Edmonton. Factor. Yeah, he's been losing in Edmonton for so long. Chiarelli probably saw that.
Yep.
But how about in 2010 draft, the top 7 players have all been traded before the age of 25?
Wow. I didn't see that.
Is that not crazy? And Chiarelli is the guy who traded the top 2 picks?
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Crazy.
And then last but not least, Steven Stamkos resigns with Tampa Bay today. $8.5 million over the 8 years, right?
Yeah. That's a hefty price.
Yeah. So it's only $1 million more than what he was making before for the cap hit or
and
whatever.
What's Kopitar making? 10?
Yeah.
So it's not really that pricey.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good deal. So
it's a pretty good deal, actually. I thought Stamkos might get more like 9.510, but he probably took the hometown discount deal. He wants to stay there.
Yeah.
They like him there.
No taxes.
Yeah. That whole factor everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more expensive in other cities like Toronto.
So who's the top UFA now? Kyle Okposo.
Okposo, yeah. And he's underrated. So, I don't know. I don't think
teams are going to spend out the wazoo for him.
You think he's going to get like $7 million?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just because he's the only... what's it after him?
Backus?
Yeah.
And, how
Brower?
much Backus is going to get $6 million. I can't see him not getting $6 million. I wouldn't want to do it.
Good on him. Hopefully Philly takes him. Somebody screws up their cap. It's not going to be Columbus. They're already a mess.
Oh, man. We haven't even started talking about that yet. You know what? I don't like being as a Leaf fan, and a lot of people thought Stamkos was coming to Toronto. I'm not disappointed. I didn't want to put that much into the cap hit for Stamkos.
No, you're saving for Tavares.
Saving for Tavares as well. Why not offer sheet Kucherov?
Because GMs don't offer sheet. They're just jerks that way.
That's ridiculous.
I saw a GM, unsourced, unnamed GM said, if I get offer sheeted, I'm going to offer sheet that team for the next 10 years. That's how much they hate the offer sheet.
Oh my God, it's
smart. It's smart business.
Yeah, it's there. It's in the rules.
Yeah,
you got to use it.
Yeah. I don't know why teams like Arizona and stuff don't do it. They got a wicked prospect pool.
Yeah.
Go and offer sheet one of your divisional teams. Because Anaheim did it to Hjalmarsson a couple years back in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
And that kind of made Chicago have to get rid of all their middle range guys.
It hasn't really hurt them much, though.
Hasn't hurt them, but it definitely has made them have to be a lot smarter with their rest of their contracts.
Yeah. Like Tiro Teravainen, which we'll talk about in a bit. But I still don't know what Tampa's going to do because they have to lock up Kucherov, Kaloran, as well as Nemestikov and Nestorov this summer.
Yeah.
They're RFAs. Then next summer, Victor Hedman, Tyler Johnson, Ben Bishop, Andre Palat, Jonathan Drouin. The list goes on.
Well, Bishop's gone.
They're gonna give Valesky, who's also an RFA next year.
Yeah.
So he's got to get a new contract. Schuster was really good in this playoffs.
Yeah, they're not keeping all those guys. There's
They
no
can't.
way.
There's no way now. So time to offer sheet, smart GMs. Go for Kucherov. Go for Johnson.
Yeah.
These guys, for sure. There's no way Tampa can pay any of these guys over the $5 million mark. And in my opinion, Kucherov deserves it for sure.
Yeah, I'd give him $5 million.
So we were saying, if money wasn't an issue, nothing to do with the cap at all, who would you rather take, Kucherov or Stamkos? Paul?
I would take Kucherov.
Same
really
here.
Would. Yeah.
He's proven it in the playoffs that he can come up big for them. He's healthy when they need him. I don't know. And Kucherov, in my mind, I don't see him making like $6 million or higher in this new contract.
Yeah, I don't see that either. Yeah.
I'm guessing, he's going to resign. I'm guessing it's a bridge deal because with everything that's floating around and their RFAs and UFAs this summer and next year, he'll probably get maybe $4 million for 2 years kind of thing. That's what I'm guessing. And then what do you do next year? It's crazy. One of these teams, I'm hoping the Leafs, just go out there, offer sheet him, $5.5 million, 5 years, boom, you got him. Great player, he's easily on your top line, and he's making that much, I don't know. I think it would be a great deal. Anyways, let's move on. The NHL Finals, it actually finished up, Paul, when? It feels like it happened a month ago now.
Yeah. I'm still on the high. That's just awesome. I'm so happy. Penguins won. It's amazing.
Yeah, congratulations, Paul.
Yeah,
congratulations for your team.
Had a kid and had Stanley Cup win. Best year ever.
I'm surprised you didn't name her Stanley.
Well, if she was born after the Stanley Cup win, it would be amazing.
Should name her Cass. Cass?
No, I'm not naming it after Phil Kessel.
Anyways, I was so proud for Phil. Seriously, he was easily the most giddy out of all the Penguins when he was raising that cup above his head.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He was like a schoolgirl. He was like,
oh, and even all the Penguins were so happy for him. You could just tell they knew what he went through in Toronto and what he's gone through his entire career.
He went through hell and back.
Yeah. And now he's got a cup. He's got a ring.
Congrats, Phil. You deserve it, man. I don't know why people hated him so much here. The media, some fans.
Man, if they get on Matthews early, I am worried for that kid.
I know.
I hope he has a strong head on his shoulders because the media is not friendly in Toronto. So.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. The entry draft and Matthews and everything. But congratulations to Pittsburgh Penguins, 2016 Stanley Cup champions. They deserve it. So the question is, first off, when are they going to fire this coach so they can win another cup?
Yeah, I know. Is that not crazy? They replace a coach mid-season and they win cups?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Mike Sullivan has that dressing room wrapped around his finger right now, so...
Just like Bilesma did.
Yeah.
So...
And then everybody hated Bilesma and Shero.
After a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens. Teams, fans turn, media turns.
Yeah.
Changes need to happen.
And then the stars get pissed off. And
yep. So, the MVP, the Conn Smythe winner, is Sidney Crosby?
Yeah. What? I'm a huge Crosby fan, and I went, what? When I saw
so they had the votes, and they posted online, and in the end, apparently, you get all the people that voted. They pick a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. When it came down to it in terms of total points, apparently Crosby edged out Phil 64-60. That's how close it was. I think the next best was Jones or Murray, Letang. They were all around, I think, just under 20, like 18 and a little bit lower. So it was mostly between those two. But
Crazy.
you know what? I still would have picked Phil. But
Oh,
again,
yeah,
it was that
yeah.
close.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Phil. I like seeing Crosby win, but I would rather him like dominate and be the Conn Smythe. Like I feel
Yeah.
like they just gave it to him because it was
He's the captain.
yeah
He's Sidney Crosby.
yeah. Like he didn't have a good finals. He didn't put up points like Sidney Crosby puts up points.
What did Sidney Crosby do to Joe Thornton and Joe Pavelski? What did he
Shut them
do?
down.
How many points did they have? One?
Maybe,
And it was an empty
yeah.
net goal.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how good Crosby is, and nobody looks at that.
Our whole team was so good in the finals. Like, they just were flying. The Penguins got hot at the exact right time.
Exactly. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
The LA Kings, that's what they did.
Yep.
And Pittsburgh did it this year. So if Kessel had scored in Game 6, would he have won the MVP? I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think all he needs to do is score a goal. Not even the game-winning goal,
Nope,
but
just
a goal.
Just get it in the minds of everybody voting.
Yep.
Yep.
I think that would have done it. All right. Me and Paul picked a playoff all-star line. One for each position. Paul, who is your center?
Logan Couture led the league in playoff scoring.
It seemed like he was so underrated. Nobody ever talked about him. Everybody talked about Pavelski. Everybody talked about Burns.
Everybody talked about the Joes. It was
Yeah.
Joes, and Logan Couture was like, all right, I'll play second fiddle. I'm fine with that.
And he killed it.
Yeah.
He had like one of the highest points per game in the playoffs in ages.
Yeah.
Dominated. I picked Couture as well, just edging out Crosby.
Yeah.
If you're looking at both ends of the ice, or at least a defensive forward, Crosby won. He won the Selke for the playoffs. But you can't not give it to Couture. He was that good.
Yeah.
All right, left wing. I picked Jamie Benn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know he was only there for 2 rounds, but he was that dominant. If you look at all the top left wings in the playoffs,
He's missing his buddy Seguin. I think
he
that
was
a
missing
huge,
Seguin,
that
and he was
huge
still
deal.
dominant.
Yeah, that was a huge deal to have him hurt.
Points per game, he was almost like Couture. He was killing it. That's my left wing pick for sure.
All right.
Yours?
Carl Hagelin.
Yeah.
Dude played with a ton of speed. Maybe not put up tons of points, but he was flying. Every single time he hit the ice, he was flying. That speed of the Pittsburgh Penguins second line or HBK line, third line, whatever you want to call it, was so frustrating for the teams they played against.
Yep.
They just kept coming.
And again, if I had to pick only out of the finals, probably could have been Hagelin.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go overall playoffs, and 2 rounds, Jamie Benn deserved it. Right wing, I think we both have Phil Kessel.
Phil the Thrill.
Just so amazing. He should have won the MVP.
Yep.
So he was that damn good. All right, who do you have on defense?
You sent a left and right defense, but Brent Burns can play on both sides. So
I think Brent Burns can play in the net.
Yeah.
He can play between the pipes.
Yeah, he plays forward, he plays defense. Yeah, he's so good. So Brent Burns is my one defense, and my other defense is Chris Letang.
Yep.
Yeah, they were both terrific.
I think we pretty much picked the exact same team, except for the left wing.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. Letang and Burns. Burns killing it with the points. Letang eating up so many big minutes for the Pens in the playoffs, for sure.
And nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
When Duncan Keith did it, it was such a big deal. Chris Letang does it, and it's like, meh.
Because Letang isn't that noticeable. He's not this big, huge figure on the ice. He's this cool, slick guy with the slicked hair, and he's flying by and taking pucks off people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was a little weary of him with those crazy big hits in the first round, but he can dish them out too.
Yep.
And he calmed that down a little bit more as the playoffs went on.
Which he had to, or else he would be. He is injury prone. That's his big fault. Is he gets hurt, and that's because he plays on the edge of getting nailed every single time he goes up the ice, and it's like, dude, just lay off 1 or 2 shifts, like stay off the boards.
Yeah.
All right, your goalie.
How can you not pick Martin Jones?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope.
You didn't pick Martin Jones?
Nope.
He pretty much almost stole the series for San Jose.
Nope.
Wow. That's my pick, Martin Jones.
Matthew Murray.
Oh, my God.
I know. I had to.
Because it's your goalie.
I know. I even said at halfway through the finals that Fleury is still going to own the net at the end of or start of the next year. But I don't think it's going to happen. But now, who can they give him to for a trade? So I think it's going to be a 1-2 tandem for quite a while, and we haven't seen that.
The expansion draft.
Or the expansion draft, yeah. I think they're going to get rid of Fleury before that happens.
But
I heard something today that they're allowing trades to Las Vegas before the expansion draft. So in a case, we can get to this a lot more in depth, but GM Jim Rutherford can offer Las Vegas a draft pick to not take Fleury. They can put Fleury as available, but make an offer to Las Vegas to say, you know what, we want to keep our goalie. Go pick a different goalie, and we can give you like a first-round pick.
Ooh.
Or whatever they feel like is...
If it's a first-round pick, that's a toss-up.
See? So, and I didn't know that was even possible, but that's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot. And they announced that they want those trades to come before the expansion draft even begins. So this could be done mid-season already. So it's gonna be crazy, this expansion draft.
The expansion draft is gonna be crazy. Columbus is gonna be saying, take 5 of our guys, all of those guys with those big contracts, take all of them.
Yeah, take Bobrovsky because he's a great goalie, but they got good goalies coming up, like Anton Forsberg and Joonas Korpisalo. They both are pretty good goalies. So it's gonna be really interesting, and I think it won't be the same as the older expansion drafts because there's only one team.
Yep,
there's only one team fighting for guys, so it's not like, but what is the other team doing? Like if Quebec came in too, we'd be like, what is Quebec? Like maybe Quebec doesn't have this same deal, so we don't want them to get Fleury. We want Fleury, right?
Yeah, they're going to get the best.
Yeah, they're going to get the pick, whatever they want to pick. So,
yeah, we're going to talk about that more in next episode.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some entry draft before I have to leave.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Toronto Maple Leafs select Austin Matthews.
Yeah, well done. Franchise changing.
Yeah.
They got their center pivot they've always wanted. It's been years since they've had. How many years since Sundin's been gone?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like good Sundin. Like Sundin started to tally off at the end. So
no, he was still good even near the end.
This is a big deal for Toronto. I hope they have patience.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue for Toronto Maple Leaf fans, the city. Have patience, and the media is not going to allow it.
And I hope people don't expect him to score 50 goals.
Yeah.
He's not that type of guy.
He's not. And they're going to compare him to Laine, and Laine is going to score a ton of goals.
Yeah, Laine is going to...
And that's what everybody's going to compare. And just have patience. This kid's going to be good.
So who are we comparing him to? Other than me thinking he looks kind of like Milos Raonic. Comparable NHL?
Kopitar, Taves, with a little bit more offense.
Some guy that can play on both sides of the ice.
Yeah.
Cover the top line, and still put up a fair bit of points.
I'm going to say Kopitar. I don't think he has the leadership like Taves has.
Yeah.
But that's you have no idea what he's like in the dressing room. He played in Zurich, so...
Yeah. His parents don't even know what hockey is.
Yeah.
Apparently, when he was really young and he started playing hockey, he was already like 14 or something, and they barely even knew what hockey was. But what do you expect when you're coming out of the desert?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Toronto has Austin Matthews, and hopefully they build around him and the rest of these young kids properly.
Yeah.
They need to start looking now, on top of, still drafting some good young kids for the next 2 years. Maybe some good solid vets to build them around, you got to do that.
Yeah.
That's what the Oilers are lacking. Some good defense and good solid vets. So, Finland drafts three kids from Finland are drafted in the top 5.
Yeah.
Crazy. Patrick Laine, who apparently he thinks he's going to be better than Ovechkin.
Could be.
He thinks he has the skills to become as good or better than Ovechkin within 5 years. And he could be. Is he better? Do you think he could be better than Solani then? He has the skills to.
Yeah, maybe not Solani's rookie season.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that just because different era. But
78 goals?
Yeah.
And then we have Jesse Puljujarvi, stolen by the Oilers. No? How does Columbus draft Dubois?
Because Dubois is going to play center eventually, and they wanted a...
They think he's more ready.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, I wouldn't say more ready.
Yeah.
I would say they need a centerman badly, just like Toronto needed a centerman. So...
Well, Toronto needs everything.
Yeah. But they have pretty good wingers. Like, Nylander's going to be good. Marner's going to be good. Like, they got wingers. Same as Columbus. They have a couple of wingers coming up, Sonny Milano and Oliver Bjorkstrand. They needed a center to grow with these kids. So I think that's why they went with Dubois. But Dubois isn't really a natural center, so...
He's the left wing.
Yeah, so they're going to
So they really needed him, apparently, because they've already locked him up.
Yeah.
He's the first guy.
Yep.
That's been locked up. He got the max that you
and
can.
And it's really crazy because Jarmo Kukalainen, the GM of Columbus, didn't even go with a Finn. I really thought he was going to go with a Finn because he's Finnish, but...
Yeah, weird.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of Puljujarvi.
Yeah, same
And I
here.
think he's going to be great with the Oilers.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big reasons why they traded Hall, I guess.
Yeah.
Another big forward.
Gave him the reason to, so... Yeah.
Who do you think's better, though? Do you think Puljujarvi overall is better than Dubois?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I really do think it was just the center eligible.
Mm-hmm.
That Puljujarvi will not be a centerman; he will be a winger, and Dubois has the chance of being a centerman. So,
yeah. It's funny. EA Sports, they have their own player cards and stuff, and people will draft them and stuff, and you can pick up players. And they had the entry draft, and those kids, future cards, and obviously like Matthews is like ranked 95, and Laine 94, and of course Puljujarvi gets a 92, and Dubois gets a 90.
Yeah.
All right, and then another Finn, the defenseman, the guy who thinks he's the smartest player in the draft, Juliavi.
Yeah. To the Canucks, that's crazy.
You didn't think he should have been drafted that high, right?
Nope, I didn't think he was going to be the first defenseman.
You thought maybe even Chychrun should be higher.
Yeah, how he fell so far. Had to have been injury risk, because he has been injured.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Chychrun's going to... 5 years from now, I think Chychrun's going to be the best defenseman drafted in this draft.
Juliavi is more like, a shifty.
He's pretty much a exact same Olli Mata.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Yeah, the same first name. But no, like their gameplay is pretty identical. Great first pass, can withstand playing in their own zone. Not going to be a dominant force in their own zone. Just smart hockey player.
Yeah. And then a lot of players coming out of St. Louis. We have Kachuk, Brown, Keller, and Kennan.
Yeah. And
of course, the first two, their dads pretty much played for St. Louis for ages.
Yeah.
So
they all played on the same
cool.
AAA team. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a pretty solid AAA team.
I remember Jeff Brown, his son that just got drafted. But I remember Jeff Brown when he got traded to Leafs. His first game, it killed me. I loved him automatically because, on his first shift, he gets the puck, he goes in the offensive zone, and he does 2 laps around skating backwards around everybody in the offensive zone. I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. So hopefully he's, chip off the old shoulder from his dad. But it's pretty cool to see that whole era of St. Louis. It's a new generation of players coming from one town.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Al McInnes and Keith Tkachuk really helping that area grow into a hockey town.
Yeah, because even McInnes' son Ryan is
Yeah.
made the not made the NHL, but drafted into the NHL. So
Yeah. So Chychrun drops. I felt bad. He was almost crying.
Yeah.
Right before he got drafted.
I'm sure there's a lot of emotion going. Like,
oh yeah.
He was expected to be at the I think it was a year and a half ago. He was number one. He was the guy.
He was up there.
And his stock just kept dropping and dropping. But I don't think it was his stock dropped. I think everybody else got better. I think that happens in early rankings. There's a guy, and then like Sean Day was another guy that was like the guy, and his stock just plummeted too.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was great was Yost when he was drafted.
Yep.
Oh man, he gave a huge hug to his mom. She was crying, and then you could have. Oh man, his grandpa. Oh my God, he was bawling like crazy. I was so happy of joy seeing a family react like that. It was outstanding.
Yeah, you can see there's a ton of hard work put into. A lot of stuff has to happen to go your way to be drafted in the NHL. As many guys that get drafted, like there's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money put into these kids.
For sure. So, what other kids did you want to talk about?
You asked for a couple sleepers, so I'm going to go with a couple guys that... There's a couple that are going to be NHL players, and a couple guys that I think are going to be better than what their draft spot is. Jacob Chychrun, number one, having Arizona move up 4 spots. They took on Datsuk's salary cap, but that doesn't affect them any because they don't lose any money. They don't...
Yeah, about that, we're going to talk about that next episode.
Okay, cool. So Chychrun falling to 16 is crazy that he fell that far. Yeah. But I think he's going to be the best defenseman in the draft. So he's my number one. Tkachuk, falling to Calgary is unreal. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought that he was going to be a 4 pick, but...
Another big power forward. Apparently he's like the next Gronk of the NHL.
Really?
That's what they're calling him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he might play this year. He might make that team. And if he does, oh, man. Now that they have a goalie where they got Elliott, I think
power forward next to
Calgary's going to be a
Hockey.
Good team. If not this year, next year. They're going to be a good, solid team. So, yeah. Max Jones, as long as he learns to keep his composure, learning from Corey Perry is going to be so good for him. Because Corey Perry's that just...
dirty guy?
The annoying... plays on the edge, just plays over, gets away with it because he's a star. I think Max Jones is going to be like that. He's going to be a star player that is going to be known by half the community as dirty, half as just a jerk.
Oh, wicked. Then I'm not going to like him.
Nope, you won't like him. So, Tyler Benson going to Edmonton is going to be awesome. He got injured at the end of last year, and I think that hurt his stock, and he fell to the second round. So I think he's going to be a real good NHL player. And playing in Edmonton, he's not going to be relied upon as the guy. Mm-hmm. He's just going to be a second line, great third line if he's playing third line, but for sure second line. And then Alex DeBrincat, the small little Alex DeBrincat, went to Chicago. They didn't have a first-round pick, and they ended up getting a guy that probably deserved to be in the first round.
Yeah, mid.
The fact that Chicago got away with this is... I saw him falling, and Chicago came up, and I was like, they're going to take him. They're going to take him. They don't need a guy right away. I think this kid's going to play a couple years in AHL, maybe go back to the CHL. Not really sure what his eligibility is, but yeah, he's going to fit in the Chicago system. They have so many little guys that he's going to see that and be like, I can be like a Patrick Kane. I can be like an Artemi Panarin. Like, they have those little guys that he's going to be like, yeah, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. Teach me the way.
Teach me the way.
So DeBrincat is, yeah, he's going to be a great player.
All right. That's it for this episode. We're going to have an episode tomorrow. Check that out. It's the boring episode, or as Paul likes to call it, the
Ice
happenings episode.
Yeah.
Awards, Hockey Hall of Fame, some expansion, Las Vegas. Check it out. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
But this was fun. And then we also still have to talk about some of the other trades
Free
and
agent frenzy
signings. And then, yes, next week we'll have an episode about all the free agents that have been signed in the first few days of free agency. All right. See you then.
Bye.